All right, let's dive right in. We are about to get into one of the most critical conversations for anyone in the tech world today, AI, and what it actually means for your career right now and in the very near future. Because, this is the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? Is this incredible new technology going to be a tool that helps us soar, like a co-pilot? Or is it actually coming for the captain's seat? That's the real tension we're going to unpack here. So, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll establish that the revolution is already happening. Then, we'll look at the real-world impact, the stuff you can see and touch. From there, we'll get into the tough questions about humans and machines, look ahead to 2030, and then wrap up with the most important part, what you can actually do about it. Okay, part one, the AI revolution is here, and this is so crucial. AI has officially left the world of science fiction and landed squarely in our day-to-day lives. This is not a someday conversation anymore. It is happening as we speak, and it's totally reshaping major industries. And to make this really concrete, we're going to start with two of the biggest, most tangible examples out there, transportation and healthcare. I mean, these are areas where the changes aren't just ideas on a whiteboard, they are literally saving lives and changing how things get done. So now let's look at the hard data. This isn't about hype or speculation. We're talking specific real-world applications and the, frankly, mind-blowing numbers behind them. This is where you see the true power of AI in action, today. Just look at that number for a second, 90%. That is the potential reduction in traffic accidents that we're seeing with self-driving cars. We're talking about AI using machine learning to navigate our roads with a level of safety that is starting to blow past human abilities. That isn't just a small improvement. It is a massive, massive leap in public safety. And it does not stop there. Over in healthcare, AI is hitting a 95% accuracy rate when it comes to diagnosing certain cancers. And what's really wild about this isn't just the accuracy, it's the speed. So let's just break that down, right? You have a brilliant human doctor with years of experience. Then you have an AI that can sift through millions of medical images and patient files in seconds, spotting patterns a human eye might just glance over. It's not only incredibly accurate, as we saw, but it's doing it at lightning speed. And look, this is just the tip of the iceberg. AI is popping up everywhere. In education, you've got chatbots like Grok giving students instant one-on-one tutoring. In entertainment, it's composing music and creating incredible art. And on a global scale, it's being used to optimize our energy grids to help fight climate change. It's truly becoming a technology that touches everything. Okay, but with all this incredible power, we have to pivot our conversation. We have to address the consequences. So that brings us to part three, the human and machine question. This is where we look at the challenges head on. And the number one concern, the thing that really keeps people up at night, it boils down to these two words: job displacement. This is the heart of the fear, and it's probably the biggest challenge we're facing. So what do we mean by that? Well, it's when technology makes certain roles or skills obsolete. And we've seen this before, right? The manufacturing industry has been dealing with automation for decades. But the difference this time is the sheer scope of tasks that AI can now perform. Tasks that used to require human thinking. And that brings us to this point, which I think just hits the nail on the head. We have to shift the conversation away from just what can AI do to what should AI do. It's not just about what's possible anymore. It's about responsibility, and it's about our strategy for adapting to this new reality. Which leads us perfectly into part four. Let's look to the future, not with a crystal ball, but more like a strategic map. If we can understand where this tech is heading, we can better navigate our own careers and get ready for what's coming. So by 2025, we could see AI being pretty much everywhere in education. By 2028, it might be running our entire global supply chains. But look at 2030, AI companions. Think personalized assistants for, well, everything, becoming as common as smartphones are today. Just let that sink in. A piece of tech so integrated into your life, it's like the device that's probably in your pocket right now. So if that's what's on the horizon, what do we do about it today? This brings us to the final and honestly, the most important part of this whole discussion. What's your next move? Let's turn all this insight into a real action plan. Here's a pretty straightforward 4-step game plan. First, look at your job and pinpoint the routine, repeatable stuff. That's what's likely to be automated. Second, double down on what AI is bad at.
high-level strategy, real creativity, complex problem solving. Third, you've got to become a lifelong learner in AI. You don't have to be a coder, but you need to speak the language. And finally, get out of your silo, network across different fields because that's where the coolest innovations are always happening.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The future isn't some movie that we're all just going to sit back and watch. It's being built right now, in meetings and on keyboards and in conversations just like this one. The question is no longer if AI is going to change your career. The real question is, what role are you going to play in that change?